Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's parole hearing serves up a stunning twist. The offender pleads for leniency, describing hardship, work ethic, and her intent to support grieving loved ones. But the board doesn't have to wonder if she's telling the truth, because a relative shows up armed with damning specifics that set her narrative on fire. She came for mercy. What she got was a public unmasking. Let's see what happens when the biggest plot twist comes from inside the family tree.
And we're wanting to speak to Misty Foley.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Okay, and what is your DOC number?
418135.
Okay, and is anybody in there from Washita Parish with you?
Yes, sir.
Would you introduce yourself, please?
Good morning again, it's David Marshansville.
Okay, thank you for hosting us this morning. Okay, Misty, we're here to talk about your parole request. You're wanting to get on parole. Mr. Freeman has your case, and we'll turn it over to him to go ahead and get started with the questioning, and then we'll pick up any questions that we might have.
Yes, sir.
Foley, state your name and DOC number for the record, please.
Misty Foley, 418135.
Okay, Ms. Foley, you're here today for a parole hearing. Your parole date was 2/28/25. Your good time date is 2/27/26, and your full term date is 8/27/32. You were given a total of 10-year sentence for theft, forgery, and theft. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Foley. Tell me, why do you think we should let you out today? What did you do and why should we let you out?
What have I done since I've been incarcerated?
Ma'am, first tell me what did you do to get yourself incarcerated?
Oh,
And then tell me what you've done since you've been incarcerated.
okay. I was charged with theft of and monetary goods. I just things got out of hand, and I didn't handle the things that I handle money the way I should have. In a timely manner. I was overwhelmed, and I take full responsibility for that.
So what was your charge? What were you doing? You were scamming people?
No, well, I wasn't scamming people. But I did take money from people, and I did not do the things that I had promised them in a timely manner. I used the money for other things.
Okay, what you use the money for?
I used the money to buy diesel, and I gave money to people that, needed things that weren't part of what I had promised.
Okay.
I gave money, to other families when I should have taken care of the families that I had promised to take care of first.
Were you doing any drugs or any alcohol?
No, sir, I've never done drugs.
Okay, and why do you think, what have you done since you've been in prison?
I've taken the time to work. I've been the chaplain's trustee. I was on the yard crew in Tallulah. I kept asking to get into any and all classes, but they told me I wasn't eligible until a certain date. I was 2 years of my sentence. I was pre-trial. I've came to work release. I'm a forklift driver at Barry's Plastics. I work 140 hours every 2 weeks. I lost my father a month before my sentencing. And I want to get home to help my mom financially and support and, her grief and give me time to start my grieving process.
Okay.
I'm going to continue with my job if I'm able to if I'm able to keep that job, being that it's in Monroe. If not, I have a job, 2 different job opportunities. I have a job at Turner Industries in the refineries in Lake Charles, or I can go back to working for McDonald's. I was a manager there, and my job's been offered back to me.
Okay, all right. Now we're
But I'll
gonna,
live with, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna be living with my mother and grandmother.
okay. We have, Mr. Quint Lanier, a
Minor.
big nephew. Mr. Lanier, what do you have to tell us? You're on mute, Mr. Lanier.
All right, what I want to say is, when she was down here, she would do alcohol. She said she wasn't on drugs and alcohol, but she did alcohol. She took money over $200,000 from a population of 3,300 people, and she took money from several people to rebuild homes that they had to put up so much money. My uncle had to put up $17,000.
That's not true.
Do not interrupt while he's speaking. Keep going, sir.
So my uncle put money up. Another guy that I'm speaking for is Tracy Lacoste. He put money up. The other people put money up. Okay. This money that she's saying she gave to other people for other things, she didn't. Because everything that we gave, I was helping her at the time, and I'm the one helped bring her down. She might not know it, but she knows it now. Because when I found out what she was doing, I don't believe in that. And I don't think, every time she's done it, she's done this more than one time. She's done it in Texas, she's done it in Lake Charles, and she's done it in here. She denies it every time. Here we are back in hurricane season 3 days ago, January 1st, and it's time for her to be looking at parole. And what's going to happen if we get a hurricane and she goes to another distribution center and scams all these people again?
Sir,
So
what was she doing? You said you asked her, I mean, you knew what she was doing. What was she doing?
at first she was just doing food distribution and stuff to help the people in the community. That I cannot deny. She's done a great job.
Mhm.
And then she got greedy and started to try to help people rebuild their houses. Okay. So she went to the people, and I think she had help, and she didn't want to throw nobody else under the bus, but she went to the ones that couldn't read and write, really. And she talked them into giving her money, and they would get a new house out of it because they had to pay 1/3. Samaritan's Purse would pay 1/3, and another group would pay 1/3. And then she kept telling them, well, your house is in Homer. Like my uncle, she'd say, your house is in Homer. We just got to wait for the permit. We got to wait for this. The house was never, ever. Because I went to Minnesota to talk to these people, and they don't even know Misty Foley.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We appreciate your statement.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ms. Foley, I read your case thoroughly, and that is what happened. It was a natural disaster. You were getting money from people promising that what was it y'all call it? The pastor's army would help and get the money. You were on supervision. You were released in 7/5/22. You were returned in 2/26/24 because of a new felony conviction. How long totally have you served on the 10 years?
She's on mute.
You're on mute. Unmute, please.
Can you unmute yourself?
I think he did it
Okay. How many years did you serve?
3 years
Okay,
on
3
the
years.
12th.
Oh, okay. And I do want to state for the record that there were numerous other victims opposed, Melanie and Vivian Burnett, Kayla Bowie, Jeanette and Samuel Small. I just wanted to note that, and then all law enforcement is opposed. I have no further questions. Any of my
I have no questions.
No questions. Think it's time to vote. Mr. Freeman?
Okay, my vote is, to deny. This is a terrible offense happening when people couldn't take it the most. And, you have a history since 1998. All you've ever done is issue worthless checks or scam people. So my vote is to deny.
I concur with Mr. Freeman.
And I concur also. As of 10:58 this morning, on June the 3rd of 2025, that your parole request has been denied.
Thank you.
You know it's bad when your family shows up to the parole hearing, not with flowers, but with a scorched expose. He clearly had time today. If mercy was the goal, maybe don't reroute your community money and call it mismanagement, especially when the loudest voice against your release has a limb on your family tree. She didn't speak truth, she sainted herself. But when your story looks good on paper and collapses under pressure, what does that really say about your progress? And when the consequences finally start closing in, why is anyone still surprised? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gripping courtroom moments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.